Hey class, so I was thinking of trying something new this semester, and I'm going to try to do this. At the beginning of each week, I'm going to find an inspirational quote, post it, and say a few words about it. But for this week's quote, I want to start with doing a little bit of background knowledge. So I Googled, I don't remember exactly how I phrased it, but it was something like the top reasons why you shouldn't go to college, right? Something like that. The arguments for not going to school. And there were a lot. I got like 17, but they all kind of related to these four that I have here. So let's take a look at them. Many recent college graduates are or underemployed. Many college graduates are employed in jobs that do not require college degrees. Many people succeed without college degrees. College degrees do not guarantee learning or job preparation. I agree with some of this, right? Yes, there are college graduates who are unemployed, right? There are college graduates who find jobs that do not require a college degree. And many people do succeed without going to college. But I totally, I think that any person that goes into college with a growth mindset is going to learn something. All right. But there's something that's these four and the rest of those arguments for not going to school, I think sort of neglected. So this week's quote is from Tom Hanks. We are going to watch Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington. So I figured, well, I'll try to find a quote from one of these actors. So here's a quote from Tom Hanks about college. I went to college because I didn't have anywhere else to go, and it was a fabulous hang, right? And while I was there, I was exposed to this world that I didn't know was possible. And I think that's the most important thing in this quote. In fact, Tom Hanks, I believe, went to a junior college, Chabot. Right? But that's what I want to focus on. All those arguments were focused on money and jobs. Yes, that's important. But there's so much more to going to college, right? There's so much more. And yes, right? There's tons of things that you can be exposed to that you might not have had you not gone to school. So I'm going to use myself as an example. Talk about my experience. Tom Hanks touches on a reason for going to college that most who want to dismiss going to college as a waste of time don't consider. I will use myself as an example. If I would have chosen to forego college and keep my job selling potato chips, I worked for Frito-Lay, I wouldn't have experienced the following, and this is just a few. A professional production of a play. I don't think I would have ever gone to a play. I certainly wouldn't have gone to Berkeley or San Francisco, and one of my most memorable experiences is watching a performance of the play Our Town by Thornton Wilder, and it is a play that I use in my English 1B class. Never knew it existed, and to me it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I wouldn't have gone to a symphony. I wouldn't realize that in many ways a symphony can sometimes reflect what's going on in history. One of my most memorable moments at Delta was listening to Professor Simon Cheech play a Beethoven symphony, and he was telling us, class, this is a Napoleon getting ready for battle. And we're like, what is he talking about? I mean, it was awesome. And of course, I teach English, and I wouldn't have been exposed to many, many different examples of literature. And why is that important? Because it allows us to experience things that we might not. Right? It allows us to become more empathetic towards our human beings. So yeah, earning a degree and starting a career is certainly important, but don't lose sight of the other things that you will be exposed to. And also, maybe going to college, you will learn about a career or a job that you had never known. So I guess we'll think of this one as to reaffirm your choice of being here at San Joaquin at Delta College. Thank you.